Hi, this is Atreyu, and for my essay today, I was going to play the piano because that seemed inherently creative to me, and I wanted to do that, but my audio was drowned out by my very masterful playing. So I decided to instead do my second favorite thing on rainy days like this, and instead of playing piano, I decided to just walk around town. So, as far as I'm aware, today's assignment is all about reflecting on the creative process throughout the semester and sort of my personal triumphs and struggles with it. And thinking about it, the challenge with the creative process this semester for me was just sort of balancing what I thought of my own individual expertise with what the group wanted to do. And I think the best way to sort of exemplify that is our milestone was presentation for our Forest game. It was this platformer RPG game with story elements and all these puzzles and whatnot and timelines. And I remember presenting this, and I remember when we were talking about the idea originally, I'm just thinking to myself, man, we're going to be lucky if we can get even half of this done. And I'm thinking this to myself, but then the group is all very excited to do it. And I didn't want to be the hard ass and say, actually, I've got some game dev experience of my own. I don't think we can do this. Especially because I wasn't sure if we could do it or not. I couldn't tell if it was my own sort of failings or if it was just something else. So I said, all right, let's go with it.
Yeah, kind of.
And that original idea did not work out at all for a number of reasons. I was one of those reasons. It did not work out. I just couldn't keep up. But yeah, just the whole semester has been just kind of figuring out how to balance the individual perspective with the group perspective. And I think by the time, right before we were going to present for Milestone 2, I think I just finally cracked. I remember posting in the Discord chat just about how stressed I was and how I felt like we barely had anything and we needed a lot more, and if I had to, I would take control over the whole thing. It was just this egotistical rampage. Definitely not my best moment. I don't know, this semester's kind of been a lot. My dad was in a wheelchair for a few days. That was fun. I got rejected from grad school, and that story is insane in itself. Their website said that I had missed a deadline, but when I talked to their advisor, they said I had 16 days left. So I worked about 16 to 18 hours every day on that application for the next 16 days straight, and it just didn't work out. And then you combine that with just the fact that this class was so much tougher than I ever thought it would be. I remember class 1, looking at those projects, thinking, oh, those are kind of quaint. I won't have to do that much, especially now that I'm in a big old group. It'll be fine. No, I was wrong. This class was tough. I learned a lot, though. I really learned a lot. I learned how to keep going, even though I felt really broken, even on the days where it kind of felt like, I don't know, those first 10 minutes when you're just waking up and you're still in bed, even on days where it felt like that was the best part of my day, I was able to still keep getting up and just keep remembering there's people in the group who depend on my output, so I need to keep going for them. I think that what this class taught me is that to be creative individually is tough, but to then have to bring other people into the development of it, it both alleviates a lot of the stress and also expounds it exponentially. Overall, though, I'm really proud with what we did. I think our final project was really good, and looking back at how much every single one of our team members has had to go through just to get this out there for this class that like we might not even be thinking about in a year or two, it's kind of inspiring. I'm honored to have been a part of this group. This class was hell, but also it taught me a lot. It taught me to value all sorts of different opinions. And that's about all I have to say. What a lovely walk. Bye.